Hey, curious minds, welcome back to Intriguing Info, the channel where we dig up the most mind-blowing stories from history, science, and beyond. I'm your host, and today, we're going to talk about an absolutely wild story from World War II. A time when a simple board game wasn't just a way to pass the time, it was a secret weapon. That's right, the British used Monopoly games to help POWs escape from German prison camps. And these weren't just any Monopoly boards, they were packed with hidden surprises. Intrigued? Let's dive in. Alright, let's set the stage. It's World War II. Thousands of Allied soldiers are held as prisoners of war in Nazi-occupied Europe. For these POWs, escape isn't just about freedom, it's about survival. But breaking out of heavily guarded camps? Not exactly easy. That's when British intelligence steps in with one of the sneakiest, most creative escape plans ever, using Monopoly games as a Trojan horse. Yep, the same game that ruins family game nights became a tool for freedom. Now, here's the deal. The masterminds behind this genius idea were part of MI9, a secret division of British military intelligence. Their job? Helping Allied troops evade capture or escape if they were caught. MI9 realized they needed a way to smuggle escape tools, like maps, compasses, and even money, into prison camps. But how do you do that without tipping off the enemy? Enter Monopoly. During the war, care packages were regularly sent to POWs by charities like the Red Cross. These packages often contained things like food, cigarettes, and, get this, games to help the prisoners pass the time. Monopoly was the perfect choice because it was big enough to hide small objects, and, well, who would suspect a board game, right? It was literally hiding in plain sight. Now, let's talk about the secret stuff hidden in these Monopoly sets. These weren't your standard games. They were basically James Bond gadgets in disguise. Here's what MI9 managed to pack into them. Maps. Thin silk maps showing escape routes, folded so small they could fit inside the board. Why silk? Because it doesn't rustle like paper and could survive water or sweat. Compasses. Tiny compasses hidden inside game pieces like the dog or the top hat. Money. Real cash from different countries, like French francs and German marks, hidden under the Monopoly money to help POWs buy food or bribe guards. Files. Small metal files for cutting through bars, hidden inside the board itself. Think about it, the guards would see a Monopoly game and think, oh, just a bunch of bored prisoners playing a board game, while the POWs were secretly planning their escape. Absolute genius. Here's how it all went down. MI9 partnered with Waddington's, the British company that made Monopoly at the time. Waddington's had perfected the art of printing on silk, which was ideal for the hidden maps. The special Monopoly games were marked with a tiny red dot or specific symbol on the free parking space. This was the code for POWs to know it was the real deal. These games were then slipped into care packages and sent to camps across Europe. The rest was up to the prisoners. Once they got the game, prisoners would carefully dismantle it to reveal the tools. And because Monopoly was a totally normal item to have, the German guards didn't suspect a thing. It's estimated that these kits helped thousands of POWs escape during the war. So, you're probably wondering, did it actually work? Oh, absolutely. While it's hard to pin down exact numbers, MI9's efforts, including the Monopoly sets, were instrumental in aiding countless escapes. One famous success story is the Great Escape from Stalag Luft 3, where tools like maps and compasses played a huge role in planning the breakout. Many of the silk maps and escape tools have survived to this day and are displayed in museums. They're a reminder of how creativity and ingenuity can thrive even in the darkest times. After the war, the Monopoly escape kits became the stuff of legend. It's one of those stories that shows how a simple object, like a board game, can be transformed into something extraordinary. And get this, Waddington's later used their silk printing skills to make maps for commercial use, so their war effort actually changed the map-making industry. How cool is that? So, next time you sit down to play Monopoly, just remember, you're not just playing a board game. You're holding a piece of history, one that helped Allied soldiers escape from behind enemy lines. It's proof that even the most ordinary things can have extraordinary purposes. And hey, maybe think twice before flipping the board in frustration. Thanks for watching this episode of Intriguing Info. If you thought this story was as wild as I did, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss more amazing content. And let me know in the comments, what's the most creative use of an everyday object you've ever heard of? Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, history is full of surprises waiting to be uncovered.